Sash Squad? We are back with another video, and today...
my bad, I wasn't there.
You guys, today we are actually going to tell you our entire birth story, and we told the birth story on our podcast, but I feel like there's like just some little details that we didn't get to, and we want to give you all the deets and all the things that happened that day, and then also if you didn't hear the podcast, you can hear the full story here now. But first, we actually are about to lower rise mattress.
Y'all, let me tell you, this little girl for the past week or so, we thought it was just gonna be like a one thing. She's been sitting up in her crib. She's been sitting up great for the past like 2 months, but now she wakes up and then just like does a Michael Jackson lean, and she's just sitting there clapping.
She literally just sits when she's ready to get out of her crib.
So we were like, oh, it's time to lower it.
Yeah,
I thought that was gonna be when she was a toddler.
Next thing you know, she is going to be pulling herself to standing, and we don't want the very first time to be while she's in her crib and she goes overboard. Yes. So go ahead, Daddy J. Take it away.
I like that.
Alrighty. Aww. I'm kind of sad. Because she used to be so tiny, it didn't matter. You want to try it out, Rye? Is that better? Yay! Yay! So, if you're new here, this is our daughter, Ryella. She
don't need to be wearing no crop top.
She's 8 months old in 2 days. Telling the birth story now feels like kind of crazy because it wasn't just yesterday. But at the same time, does it not just feel like yesterday?
100%.
Like, I feel like it's so vividly ingrained in my memory that it will just stick with me forever.
For starters, her due date was December 6th, and that was a sad day.
Yeah.
Because she didn't come on her due date, as some of you guys may already know. We were really hoping that she would come before.
Yeah, I, for some reason, just had a feeling. We had just been praying that she would come early, partly because my family was in town, but then also just because we couldn't wait to meet her.
Right. And everyone was telling us about their stories of their baby being born early.
Yeah.
So I really thought that Rye was gonna come early. Like,
no, I know it's like not common for first-time moms to have their baby early. Typically, you would go past your due date just because your body's never done
I ain't believe it. Fast forward to December 8th, and we had an appointment. We had a membrane sweep.
And that was actually just like a normal checkup just to check on her because that was in case she did go past her due date, which she did. And it was an option if I wanted to have a membrane sweep or not. And I decided to just because I wanted to hurry things along. I was only 1 centimeter dilated, if I could help speed things up, then I was all for it. So I did that. I will say, I feel like that was more uncomfortable than giving birth.
Really?
It was like the most painful thing.
She was violating you.
Yes.
In the best way possible.
Best way possible.
I don't know. We love our midwife.
Yes, she's so sweet. So if the membrane sweep works, you'll go into labor within 24 hours. And if it doesn't happen within 24 hours, then it really didn't work and it was just a coincidence. So for me, it did work because that night at 3 a.m. or that next morning, December 9th at 3 a.m., I started having contractions.
Yes. Was this the same day that they told us to go home and have sex?
Yes. And it's so funny because they're like, it's not going to be pleasurable necessarily for me.
I said, for who? For me?
But she was like, just do it because it can really help. Yeah, that night at 3 a.m., I started having contractions.
You got in the shower?
Yes. I didn't wake you up because I knew it wasn't like time to go to the hospital. I just knew that it was different than anything I'd felt before. Yeah. So I wanted to get in the shower because I knew I wanted to be clean and fresh when I went to the hospital because I didn't want to go to the hospital like dirty hair, you know, the whole thing. I literally got in the shower at 3 a.m. and curled my hair.
I'm just slumped.
Yeah, you're knocked out. So then after I got in the shower, which I know like warm water can typically...
Okay.
I know warm water can typically slow contractions, and it did for me. So after I showered, the contractions kind of stopped. So I just got back in bed and went to sleep because I know it's super important to be rested. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was very soon, obviously.
Really? Okay.
So I did that, and then still really nothing was happening until 3 p.m. when you were still gone, and I thought my water broke. But I wasn't sure because at this point in pregnancy, it's just like you feel so much pressure down there, and then also I didn't know if I peed my pants. I was unsure because it wasn't like a ton of water. It was just like a slow leaking, and I didn't know for sure. But after a while, I was like, okay, I think this is definitely a water because it was just a lot of liquid coming out. And I remember I texted you. Didn't I just text you and say I think my water broke?
And I'm at the church shooting, filming stuff, and my wife just says, hey, I think my water broke. So I FaceTime her, and I was like, all right, well, I'm leaving the church now as we speak. I get home, and you're just kind of like chilling.
Yeah, I was definitely like very relaxed. I feel like I didn't have a moment of like, oh my gosh, it's happening. I was just like, I think this is it, and here we go. And then I ended up losing my mucus plug, and that's when I knew for sure that my water had broken and that things were happening. So then, yeah, you got home, and we decided that we were gonna call our midwife just to check, because I truly didn't think it was time yet, because my contractions weren't, it's the 5-1-1 rule. They weren't 5 minutes apart for an hour lasting a minute. They were really inconsistent. So I was like, I don't know if they're gonna have us come in, but let's just call just to make sure.
I definitely didn't know.
So I called and just kind of explained to her everything, and tell me why I got choked up when I was trying to talk to her. I literally was like crying, trying to tell her. I was like, is this normal? So I asked her and I explained to her everything that I'd been going through, and she was like,
yeah, okay, well, you can come on in. Just all calm and chill, and we were like,
but of course she's calm and chill. She does this on the daily.
that's very true. I didn't have no bags packed or nothing. Well, it got immediately hot in that room.
Yeah, we both started sweating and crying.
Yes.
She did say not to hurry though. She was like,
Yes.
no rush, just make your way in. And obviously, of course, like, we're still kind of low-key rushing.
Oh, for sure.
We're like, okay, we need to hurry up.
I went downstairs to tell her mom and sister, and I was like, all right, don't freak out, but Savannah is in labor and we are about to leave in the next like 20 minutes. And then they actually stayed super calm too,
They did.
which was really good.
And you know what? Those clips, like in the house before we left, those are like my favorite moments. I was just laboring, having contractions, and it's so funny looking back because I thought I was in pain then. And I remember every time I had a contraction, you would massage my lower back, which helped so much because the contractions were like all in my back. And I remember hearing that, like, that's how you know it's actual labor. You're gonna feel the contractions in your back, not so much in your belly. We came downstairs, we were packing, getting ready to go.
I was eating some macaroni and cheese from Noodles and Company.
Yes,
I remember. You gotta eat before you get there, because I had like so many butterflies on the way there.
You didn't even eat yours.
I did eat mine a little bit.
No,
There's a clip of me eating it.
I brought mine in the car.
You didn't eat it in the car.
I don't think I ate
We were in the car on the way there crying and thinking about what in the world was about to happen in the next few hours.
Yeah, it was definitely a moment when we were driving in the car on the way there. We just realized that we were about to leave, not just us two anymore.
Wow, yeah.
Also, in the car, I was super nervous to get in the car because I knew I was gonna have to sit down and have contractions, and it definitely was helping me to like stand up and move around when I was having them. So I was so nervous for the pain in the car, and it ended up being not too bad.
When we get there, and they told us to come to the emergency room entrance because the main entrance was closed. The hospital was closed. So we get there, and there's people all in the lobby and stuff like that, and we get to the front.
We told the lady at the front that we were in labor, and she was like, okay, hold on one second, and she left.
She literally left.
She disappeared.
Never came back. We still haven't seen this lady to this day. I had to eventually find a nurse and be like, yo, we just told the front desk lady, she left. Can you take my wife to the back? She's literally having a contraction as we speak. He was like, okay, I got you. So he took us some like back way to the area that we needed to be in, and we eventually get there, and then you have to fill out paperwork.
Yes.
It's like, I'm like, can I fill this out? Can y'all get her in the back so we can have this baby?
Yeah,
because
but
I'm also thinking that we're having this baby in 2 hours once we get there.
yeah, but once we got to triage, we were there for a few hours, and that was honestly, like, I would say, like, if I had to choose a worst part of my whole experience, that would be it.
Yes.
Just because my water had broken, I was literally leaking everywhere. It was just messy and uncomfortable, and then also the triage room is just like not the most glamorous, and our birth suite was like amazing compared to that.
You have to get your blood drawn.
Yes.
And they kept messing up.
Or no, she was trying to put my IV in. She was trying to put my IV in, and she kept kind of like missing my vein. She was like, do you want it in your left or your right? And I said I wanted it in my left because I'm right-handed, so I wanted to be able to like freely use my right hand more. And she was like, okay. And then she tried it in my left, and she was like, your vein's kind of small on the left. Can I do it on the right? And I was like, sure. And then she's trying to do it on the right, and she can't do it on the right either. So at this point, she's pricked both of my arms and can't get it in either of them. And I was just like, I didn't really care. Like, I didn't say anything. I was just like, do your thing. Another nurse came in, and she started like teaching her, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh, okay, I understand. This is a student. And I felt bad because she kept apologizing. Everyone has to learn.
Yeah, but not on my wife who's about to have my baby, my first child.
We eventually got checked into the birth suite. We were just having a moment because we were like, we're about to literally meet our daughter in this room.
Eventually, the nurses were coming in during the contraction sometimes, and I noticed the monitor that they were looking at, and they could tell when a contraction was coming. So I was studying that. I love to study. I was like, oh, I'm about to start being on it too. So I went over to my wife when I saw the contraction coming and just start like kind of massaging. Wow, this is taking me back. You like that?
Yeah.
That's good, I know. I think it eased the pain a little bit, but not a lot.
No, I literally remember telling you to like massage me as hard as you possibly could, so to almost the point where it would hurt, so that I could take the pain, so it could kind of help take the pain, or like my mind off of the pain. And then you also would kind of tell me when a contraction was coming, which helped me because I could start to just like really take control of my breath and prepare for the intensity.
Contractions are happening and you have not gotten an epidural or anything yet. Eventually there was a bathtub, really nice bathtub, and I was just like, babe, why don't we handle that? It'll help the contractions. And I think it did a little bit.
I knew that I wanted to labor like naturally as long as I possibly could. And so the nurses basically told me, or the midwife that was on call at the time, she told me like her advice if I know I want the epidural but I don't want to get it yet. She was like, just labor as long as you possibly can until you're half dead, but not all the way dead. That was literally her words. And I was like, okay, great. So yeah, we got in the tub. You should have gotten in the tub with me.
Tell me that now. I would have been in that boy.
At this point was when we ordered snacks.
Yeah, we ordered snacks that we never ate.
We Postmated snacks from 7-Eleven because I was, for some reason, concerned about the fact that I was gonna get hungry. And I was like, how am I even thinking of this right now, like looking back? But yeah, we Postmated snacks, never ate them.
Then you're having the contractions, they're picking up, I'm massaging, we're getting deep, and then eventually you're just like, I think I want the epidural.
Yeah, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And this is the moment where they told me that you had to leave the room.
I said, excuse me? Y'all about to do what to my wife and y'all are requesting me to leave? Actually, they weren't requesting, they were telling me to leave.
And then I remember I asked, I was like, okay, can you just stay till the very last second? And they were like, yeah, it's now. I was like, okay.
Y'all comment below if your husband or significant other had to get out of the room while you were getting the epidural. All right, so then after that, it was time to go to sleep. Yeah, they eventually said that we would probably have that baby tomorrow, and which I was just like, dang, we about to be here? I guess I was knocked out throughout the entire night.
Knocked out. I got the epidural and I did have relief immediately. Like, I feel like I just like sunk into the bed. Within like 10 minutes, I got super nauseous. I know that's really common, but I was like, dang, like right when I get relief, now I feel like I'm gonna throw up. But then they checked me and I was only 4 centimeters dilated. I had been in labor for at least like 15 hours, I think, at this point. And so they were concerned that I wasn't really progressing fast enough. So that's when they used the peanut ball and they were helping me like get in different positions to help the baby. And
oh, that peanut ball is magic.
Ryla was sunny side up, so like when a baby's born, they're supposed to come out like face down, and she was face up. So they really wanted to get her to flip. It's fine to birth a baby face up. It would be a lot harder on me. So the peanut ball helped her not only flip, she flipped, and also helped me progress all the way to 10 centimeters.
Quickly, fast, and in a hurry. The moment that I realized that we were about to have this baby is when nurses, one by one, just start coming in the room.
The room started getting full.
I'm like, why is there so many people coming in here all at once? And then I saw the her little bassinet get wheeled in. I was like,
it's happening.
I'm about to meet my daughter. You are saying, oh my gosh, I'm feeling so much pressure. I'm feeling so much pressure. I'm feeling so much pressure.
That's not what I said.
Okay, you're like, ah.
Okay, when I was at 10 centimeters, I definitely knew. Like, I was like, okay, I need to push. And I also felt like I could feel everything at this point.
Yes.
A couple times too, like throughout the night, I remember having to ask for my epidural to be like
stronger.
Yes,
they refilled it.
Yes, stronger, because I felt like I could feel my contractions.
You kept saying that you kept feeling all the pressure and all the pain. I'm just like, can y'all? My wife, she had an epidural. Ain't she not supposed to feel none of this? Like I was so confused about that. Eventually, they were like, all right, it's time for you to push. And there was only like 3 nurses in the room. I'm like, where's the midwife? Isn't our midwife supposed to be here? So
no, they call them like practice pushes. Like they just want you to get your body used to the sensation. Obviously, it does help. Like it's doing something, but they know that the baby's not going to come out within like the next 2 minutes.
I thought it was. Eventually, our midwife comes in. We didn't think she was going to make it. They had to like call her and be like, hey, it's about to push and the baby will be here very soon. When I tell you our midwife came in like a boss, she came in, put the thing on, was asking for the tools and was like, hey, Savannah, how you doing? Hey, Josh. I was like, oh, it's about to go down. I'm blasting the worship music. Let's get the worship music turned up. Let me get to the massaging. They asked me to hold your leg. Then they asked me if I wanted to see the hair. And I was...
Oh, we're going straight to the hair.
Oh, what else?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and Savannah, you're pushing. They said, do I want to see her hair? And I said, You know what? Yes, I do want to see the hair. So I looked a little bit. I was
Asked
like,
me for if I wanted a mirror. I thought that I was going to want to see. In the moment, I just felt like I was so in the zone that I couldn't have something throw me off. So I said no thank you.
you was going off.
Thanks.
I ain't gonna hold you up.
Thank you.
My wife was out here talking about some LeBron in the fourth. We're squeezing, everyone's squeezing. You're literally squeezing out a baby. The worship music's going, and I kind of looked away just for a little
You
bit.
went to turn on a song.
To turn on a song, and I almost missed my daughter being born. I would have never lived that down. And I turn around, and as soon as I turn around, I hear, oh my gosh! Rye does a turn, a literal turn, like
Yes.
she's a dancer, and she wasn't crying at the very beginning. That's probably why she doesn't cry as much now.
I feel like that moment was definitely the most surreal moment. She came out and they put her on my chest. Even though she was literally here, I was like, and just to see her face for the first time was so amazing. I knew she looked like you from the jump, like right when she
Really?
came out. You were so pretty even right when you was born.
She was 7 pounds, 8 ounces. She was 6 pounds, 8 ounces. 9 ounces. Baby, come on.
6 pounds, 11 ounces.
6 pounds, 11 ounces, almost 7 ounces.
Almost 7 pounds. I was really grateful for that because you were a big baby. I was a smaller baby, so she got my genes on that. So after that, I had to push the placenta out.
Yeah, I didn't know about that. They were like, keep on pushing. I said, it's over. She right here.
Oh, you didn't know I had to push the...
No.
Yeah. When she's on my chest, I felt like I didn't even care about anything else. Like, but the fact that I literally had to like birth another baby, pretty much. Not actually, but...
But yeah, it was one of the most amazing moments ever. I couldn't have dreamed of it going any other way. Seeing her born, seeing Savannah do what she did, being a full-on superwoman. Yay, mommy did it.
I will say that like giving birth is definitely the most incredible experience I've ever had in my life. And I can't wait to do it again.
Y'all, fun fact, Savannah dressed me today.
And you dressed me.
Yeah, I did. Kind of crispy, I ain't
You
gonna hold you.
look cute, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I like your hair.
Thank you.
It's curly.
Don't do the words of affirmation on camera like that.
Yeah. The baby. You the baby. I love you.
And this was Rye's first like full-on video.
I know.
How did she do? Did you do good? Did you do good?
She's like,
Yay! All right, Star Squad, we love you guys, and we will see you in the next video.
Yay!
Okay.
In every circumstance, Jira, you are enough. Why am I country?
I have no clue.
Jira.
Stop.